Uh-oh.
You're not dressed.
I forgot.
Go change. We're going for a walk.
I can walk around my living room.
Emmy, do you want to start exercising or not? If you do, we have got to make a commitment.
Renee, Collier has left me. Or I kicked him out, however you want to look at it.
What happened?
Kelly and Johnny were too tired to go on their honeymoon last night, so they stayed here. They left this morning. My redneck Bubba of a husband wasn't comfortable with that, so he gave me a choice. They could stay or he could stay. Guess who I chose?
Where is he?
Don't know, don't care. I had it. Collier Sims has gone too damn far this time, and I am gonna call his racist butt bluff, making me choose between him and my kids.
Emmy?
He's gonna come crawling home before dinner, but guess what? He's gonna get a little surprised out there in the front yard.
Honey, what are you doing?
I'm gonna set his clothes on fire.
Wow, thought only black women did that.
Come on, help me carry this stuff outside.
No, this is ridiculous.
You didn't hear what he said. If you had heard what he said, you would want to burn his truck, too.
I don't need to hear what he said. What's amazing is that he hasn't said it until now, Emmy. Kelly is having sex with her black husband 2 doors down the hall from his room. Collier's come a long way, but that's asking a lot of any man. Don't burn his clothes. You're just gonna have to buy him new ones, and that's money you'll need for diapers and therapy.
Fine.
You're gonna have to be patient with Collier.
I've been patient. You have seen me be patient.
More patient.
Okay. I will. That'll give me just enough time to take out another life insurance policy out on that son of a bitch.
Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. In my wild, beautiful world, you will have flown. Ain't easy now. I'll be gone alone.
I have to say I was a little surprised when you ran for DA. I try to keep an open mind.
And failed miserably, I'm sure.
You really think you got the stomach to prosecute?
Can and do, so long as it's justified.
I got the impression that you think there's a lot of gray injustice.
That's why you didn't vote for me?
I voted for my boss, about whom you said some pretty nasty things.
I'm not going to apologize, Carrie. I honestly don't think that Gary Allen's a very effective DA.
Look, can we go somewhere and talk? Believe it or not, he has a favor to ask of you. A close relative of Gary's has been charged with Class A felony, and we need a prosecutor. Anyone from the DA's office will be suspected of bias, so we're going outside of the department.
To me.
If there's anyone who won't cut the district attorney any slack, it's his past opponent, Renee Jackson.
Smart?
Are you game?
Maybe, maybe not.
When all is said and done, you'll have some legitimate prosecutorial experience.
Gee, you mean Gary Allen's doing me a favor?
Admit it, regardless of his agenda, this will still look pretty damn good on your resume.
What's the charge?
His nephew, Matthew, has been accused of rape.
Oh, no. Next time, call me when he wants his parking tickets fixed.
You can't handle it?
I'm not buying into a rape case.
Gary believes Matthew's innocent.
That doesn't surprise me. Whose idea was this anyway?
Gary's. You made it perfectly clear during your campaign how you feel about harsher sentencings for rape.
Legislation doesn't support my beliefs.
You gotta start somewhere.
Control S. Saved.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm sorry. I thought it was Collier.
I have the top of Kelly's cake here you forgot last night. You need to put it in the freezer and save it for our first anniversary.
Well, thanks. You looked awful pretty at the wedding yesterday. Did I tell you?
You had a lot on your mind.
I can't believe Kelly's married.
She is, and I think things went as well as can be expected. Consider it.
Considering
I don't believe in it, Mary Elizabeth.
marriage.
Blacks and whites married. Don't get me wrong. Aside from the premarital sex, I think that Johnny's a fine young man. Just don't understand why Kelly couldn't find him in white.
Find him in white.
Caucasian.
What does that matter?
Because it does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to. You have to make it matter.
I am not the only person that feels this way. Your own husband disapproves.
Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure the Collier is right down the street at Sparky's. I bet y'all could rent Birth of a Nation and have yourselves a good old time together.
Don't be ugly, Mayor Elizabeth.
Let me tell you something. I have a black son-in-law. You have a Vietnamese grandson, and you're about to have a black great-grandchild. When are you going to accept it, Mama?
I have allowed Renee inside this house, but this time you have gone too far, Mayor Elizabeth. A colored boy sitting inside my living room on my new sofa. I want them both out. Right now.
Yes, ma'am.
If your father saw this, you wouldn't walk for a week.
But the law says that they can go anywhere they want to now.
I am the law in your life. Understand me? Now get those Negroes out of my house.
My dad's in construction, and his boss is donating $50 to whoever wins the ring toss.
My dad's an architect. His company's donating $500 to whoever wins the dart game.
$500?
Yeah, too bad your dad isn't an architect.
Too bad your dad's not a doctor, because the hospital's donating $1,000 to whoever wins the cakewalk, and everyone knows I'm the best walker there is.
Bet you $1.
Oh, you're on.
Come on, you guys. We gotta go.
Collier and Henry bet they're each gonna win the cakewalk.
My money's on my Henry.
Come on, let's go now.
I'm gonna win you the biggest teddy bear at the carnival, too, Snuggles.
No, I will be winning Mayor Elizabeth's biggest teddy bear.
I don't even like teddy bears, Collier.
That's not the point, Mayor Elizabeth. After you.
No, after you.
Oh, no, after you.
You first.
You first, because that's the only first you're gonna get today, buddy.
Both of you, go!
Thank you for coming by so late. Please, sit down.
Hey.
I've gone over your case, but I still need to hear it from you.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm sorry.
Look, could we just get started?
I need you to take me through exactly what happened, and then we'll talk strategy. Mind if I record you?
I was with some friends at a bar, the Blue Onion. I met this guy, Matthew. We started talking, and he ended up giving me a ride home.
At whose invitation?
His. But I invited him into my apartment like an idiot.
Is this the man you were with?
Yeah.
What happened next?
Once we were inside my place, he was just on me.
On you? How?
Kissing me, touching me.
Did you tell him to stop? Did you try to get away?
Yes, but he was too strong. Look, could you please move his picture?
We'll get through this, I promise. But I need to know exactly what happened that night, moment by moment.
He threw me on my back, on the couch. He grabbed both my wrists with his hand and jerked my arms above my head. I think I screamed. He slapped me, then told me that I wanted it, that I was a bitch in heat, and that I was bad, and all these other unbelievable things. He pushed his knee into me to separate my legs. He started to rape me, and I screamed, and he jerked my head up by my hair. He shoved himself into my mouth, and he just kept jamming it in my throat so hard I started to gag. I threw up on him. I mean, I couldn't help it. I honestly thought this guy was gonna kill me. His hands, they were so huge. Oh, he grabbed me around the waist and he flipped me over on my stomach. He said that I needed to be punished. And the more I screamed, the harder he just pushed into me. The pain, it felt like fire. And I passed out.
Where you been?
Sparky's.
I was starting to get worried.
I should have called.
You want some breakfast?
I stopped by to pick up some clothes, Mary Elizabeth.
To pick up some clothes.
I told you, I can't be here if Ajani's staying here.
Does that mean you're going back to Sparky's?
Yes.
You're moving out?
I'm not staying in this house.
This is what we agreed on.
No! This is what you wanted, and you got it, just like everything else, from the moment we got married. And like always, I'm just supposed to eat it. Well, not this time. What happened to my clothes?
What do you want, Collier?
I want to know what happened to my damn clothes.
I'm thinking about burning them.
Burning them? You're crazy.
I'm crazy. You're the one who wants to live with a guy who keeps a car engine in his dining room.
If you had listened to me, really listened to me, Kelly would have never gotten married.
She would have gotten married in Mississippi, scared and alone. Would that have made you happy?
So we did what made you happy. We had a wedding, jumped over a broomstick, and 2 damn doves flew out of a cage.
Oh, fine. I'm the big, bad, controlling bitch who always gets what she wants because this was my dream, that Kelly would grow up and get pregnant and marry a black Baptist teenager.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
You told her that she could come and stay here until that baby was 2 months old.
I can't do it.
You can, you just won't.
Can't, won't, whatever. I'll be down at Sparky's.
You just tell me something. If Ajani was white, would you still be leaving?
If Ajani was white, he'd have a different name.
Would you leave?
No.
Can we speed this up? Mr. Allen stipulates to everything in Miss Thornton's statement up to entering her apartment.
Miss Jackson, nothing different happened that night than any other night. I met a woman and had sex. Kim was great. We had a hot night. I don't know why she's doing this.
Maybe it's the 3 stitches in her rectum, or the bruised rib, or the bloody bite mark on her breast.
All consensual.
It got wild. I don't know what you want me to say.
Did you call Miss Thornton a bitch?
Playing around, maybe.
Did you say you wanted to hurt her?
No.
Did you sodomize her?
She wanted it.
She wanted you to hurt her?
Some women are into that.
Into what? Being raped?
Into rough sex.
This is bizarre. I emailed Kim the next day and asked her out. Why would I do that if I didn't have a great time? This is out of nowhere, man. There's got to be something wrong with her.
It was all consensual, and Kimberly is crazy.
Of course, one of those women who like it rough.
Begs for it, actually. She wanted to have her rectum torn to shreds.
He said, she said, if the jury believes him, it nullifies all the evidence in the rape kit since he's not contesting the sex.
This is so damn wrong. Do you know how many years you get for grand theft auto?
Minimum 10.
And rape?
The same.
Unbelievable.
You can sell a gram of coke and get the same punishment if you raped a woman. Are you sure you feel okay, boss?
I'm just tired. I didn't get very much sleep last night.
Well, you better wake up. You're due in court in 2 hours.
Come on, lunch is on me. You should eat something.
Just bring me anything. I have too much work to do in less than 2 hours to do it in.
Relax, it's only me. And you are going to be late. You know how Judge Leonard doesn't like to be kept waiting?
In the matter of State versus Allen, I request that Your Honor instruct the jury to apply the Alabama hate crime statute when considering Matthew Allen's verdict.
What?
Your client hates women. That's why he raped Miss Thornton.
What in God's name are you doing?
Questioning Miss Jackson is not your job, Mr. Campanelli. It's mine. Miss Jackson, what in God's name are you doing?
Trying this case is a hate crime.
Rape is not a hate crime.
I wouldn't exactly call it an act of love. In applying the Alabama hate crime statute, it will add another 5 years to his sentence.
The statute does not cover gender, and you know it.
But it does protect victims with a physical disability.
There's nothing wrong with Miss Thornton.
Disability also means disadvantage. Matthew Allen is 6'4" tall. Miss Thornton is barely 5 feet. If she were bigger and stronger, this rape never would have happened.
Alleged rape.
We'll see about that.
Oh, this is outrageous. She can't do this.
Both of you, research the argument and meet with me prior to the time I charge the jury on law. And, although I am not convinced by a long shot, Miss Jackson, for now, I will allow evidence regarding the hate crime charge to be presented.
This is unbelievable.
Yes, it is, isn't it? But it's still my decision. And contrary to occasional public opinion, I do know what I'm doing.
Told you I knew what I was doing. When it comes to throwing darts, I'm the best there is.
We should really get a Band-Aid on your finger, Collier.
It's fine, Mary Elizabeth.
How'd you cut your finger with the dart anyway?
Must be that special technique you were talking about.
Come on, everybody. Let's go ride the bumper cars.
I thought you wanted me to win you a stuffed animal.
You wanted to win me a stuffed animal.
What's it gonna be, Snookums? A dog? Or a tiger?
I don't care, as long as it's big and soft.
You're going to get a stuffed animal whether you like it or not.
In 10 minutes, first prize is a 4-foot stuffed teddy bear and a beautiful cake baked by the women.
I guess we'll have to win that for Renee, too.
Well, sorry, Hen, but that's not going to happen because I'll be winning it for Mary Elizabeth.
Oh, don't tell me this is all about the size of their weenies.
When you get down to it.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Conscious or unconscious, some white men are threatened by black men. It's the whole black stud thing. And, of course, you know, the contamination of their women. I bet you anything, if Davis had brought home a black girlfriend, none of this would be an issue.
Bad day?
Yes.
The rape case?
What is it with men in power? I don't get it.
They just gotta mark their territory. Even Collier admitted that it was because of Johnny was black.
Wouldn't you rather have him admit that he's a racist than deny it?
He's not a racist. Well, he's not a racist. He's not an Uncle Jimmy racist. I mean, maybe he's a little R racist, but not a big R racist.
Okay.
Do you think he's a big R racist?
I don't know. Are the bubbas of the world big R racist or little R racist?
Do you think the only reason he gets along with you is because you don't have a penis?
We both know how deep this crap goes. Give him a break. You need to talk to him.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to him. Don't tell me this is about Frankie.
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
Why the hell are you talking about it here?
Are you threatened by it, Johnny?
Oh, give me a break.
I think you are. You got through the dating and the pregnancy and even the wedding, but what you can't take is a Johnny making love to Kelly in your own house.
You don't come out here and get in my face like this in front of my whole crew.
You tell me something. If Davis was dating a black girl, would you have a problem with that?
Not if it changed his mind about becoming a priest.
When did you become such an unbelievable ass?
About the same time you became such an unbelievable bitch.
Hi.
Welcome home. How was the honeymoon?
Oh, it was amazing. Oh, the suite was beautiful.
Oh, good, good. Where's the Johnny?
He's still sleeping. Is Daddy up?
No, he went to work early. Vitamins?
Every day.
How you been feeling?
A little tired.
Didn't get much sleep?
You mean the dark circles?
I mean the thin walls.
Oh.
Just fair warning, okay? Would you like eggs for breakfast?
Did Daddy hear?
No, he was spared. He wasn't home. You want bacon?
He wasn't home last night?
No, he was working. It's a big job. What kind of toast does a Johnny like?
Mom,
Mom, would you chill on the breakfast for a second? He hasn't come home, has he?
Of course he is. He was home yesterday.
You guys are fighting, aren't you?
Look, married people fight, Kel. All right, trust me on this one. You'll see.
But you're fighting because of me.
No, we're not. It's not about you. It's between your dad and me.
I heard you guys. The night of the wedding. I heard what Daddy said.
He's just having a little trouble adjusting, honey. He'll come around.
You sure?
Yeah. We'll get through it. So let me fix your breakfast. Here. Have some more juice.
Sure.
Tell me, Miss Thornton, did you consent to your rectum being torn?
Of course not.
Did you consent to the 11 bruises around your pelvis?
No.
Did you consent to having sexual relations with the defendant?
No. I consented to letting him drive me home. No more, no less.
Why did you let him drive you home?
He said he didn't want me walking alone. I thought he was a nice, thoughtful guy.
When you got back to your apartment, what happened to that nice, thoughtful guy?
He just changed. He was violent. He was angry. He attacked me.
Did you try to fight him off?
He was so strong. I couldn't get away from him.
What did he say to you?
He said that I was a bad girl and that he had to punish me. And that if I took my punishment like a good girl, then he wouldn't have to do this again.
So in the report you gave to the police, you claim you did not consent to sexual relations.
That is correct.
When was the last time you did have sex?
Objection, whether or not my client's sexually active is irrelevant.
Your Honor, my client claims that sex was consensual.
Mr. Campanelli.
Rough, but consensual.
What are you doing?
Well, if Miss Thornton has a history of this sort of behavior...
A woman can be raped without being a virgin.
Oh, here she goes again.
Stop it, both of you. Alabama Rule of Evidence 412 excludes testimony of a victim's sexual past. Sustained.
After your evening of passionate consensual lovemaking...
Your Honor, please!
This is not a soap opera, Mr. Campanelli. It's a rape trial.
Alleged rape trial, Your Honor.
Let's keep that in mind, shall we?
After the evening you and my client had relations, did you ever hear from him again?
Of course not.
I'd like to call your attention to Exhibit 5. Ever see this email before?
Yes.
Would you read it for us, please?
Dear Kimmy, it's refreshing to meet a woman who is so free and willing to try anything. I had a great time last night. I hope we can do it again sometime. Matthew.
Now, I thought you said you never heard from him again.
Well, I thought that you were asking, did I ever talk to him again? I misunderstood what you were
Maybe you misunderstood my client that evening as well.
We're just getting started. No, plenty of time. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Daddy?
What are you doing here? I thought you were on your,
On our honeymoon?
yeah, whatever you call it.
We got back last night.
Uh-huh.
We had a real nice time, in case you were wondering.
Look, Kel, I'm real busy here.
So busy that you haven't been home since the wedding?
Look, that's between me and your mother. It has nothing to do with you.
Does it have to do with the Johnny?
I don't have time to talk about that right now. I'm real busy, Kel.
Why do you hate him, Daddy? He's a good guy. He did what a lot of other boys his age wouldn't have done. I know you can relate to that.
I don't hate him.
I'm your daughter. Shouldn't you at least be happy that I found someone who is as good to me as you? Why can't you just be happy?
Kel, don't you have some work to do? Can we talk about this later?
Sure. Just so you know, we're trying to save up enough money for an apartment, so don't worry. We'll be out of your way soon enough.
You better stay out of my way. I'm winning that bear for Mary Elizabeth, and that cake has got my name on it.
I don't think so. I'm doing them both for Renee. It's just you and me.
Yep.
May the best man win.
Pero.
Do you think he hurt himself?
She was in great physical pain during the examination for the rape kit. She was frightened. She couldn't stop shaking. It's very common with victims of sexual violence.
When you say sexual violence, are you talking about injuries that occurred during consensual intercourse that went too far? Or that of sex crimes?
In this instance, I am referring to a sex crime.
As an emergency room physician at Birmingham General, have you ever treated patients for injuries received during consensual, rough intercourse?
I have.
And would you say that Ms. Thornton's injuries are similar to those of willing participants who got carried away?
There are some similarities in the injuries.
While the injuries may be the same, can you describe the difference in the patient's behavior who've engaged in consensual sex to that of Miss Thornton?
They're much more subdued. I mean, they're more embarrassed than anything. Kimberly was traumatized.
They're not in shock or frightened.
Not at all.
Is it even remotely possible that my client and Ms. Thornton had consensual intercourse?
Anything is possible.
Doctor, do you believe that Kimberly and the defendant engaged in consensual sex?
No. I can't imagine anyone consenting to that.
Good morning. Come by to pick up some more of your clothes?
The kids here?
Yep. Some people actually sleep where they live.
Kelly, Johnny, could you come down here, please? All right, Elizabeth, I got this all figured out.
Morning, Daddy.
You've got what figured out?
I've been thinking about this for a while. You two are going to have your own family. You're going to need your own place. So, open it. It's from your mom and I. It's a wedding gift.
$5,000?
You guys can't afford this.
Unless you've knocked off an ATM.
I refinanced the house, took out a home equity line of credit. It's all taken care of. So you two can go out and get yourself a nice place. There's enough money there for you two to stay in a motel. Where are you looking?
A motel?
Yeah.
You want us to leave now?
I think this is what's best for all of us.
You mean what would be best for you?
I thought this is what you wanted.
We can go to my parents' house for a while, but we can't take your money, Mr. Sims.
The hell we can't. But only to get as far away from you as possible. I swear to God, Daddy, we will pay back every penny so we don't owe you a thing. We'll be by tomorrow when he's at work to pick up our stuff. Come on. You raised me to be a good person. To do the right thing. You're my hero. It was all a lie, wasn't it? I know I disappointed you. I know I broke your heart. Now I know how you must be feeling. You're a racist, Daddy. You break my heart.
Davis has been staying with his friend all week. At least he's been spared all this bickering.
Honey, I know this is really important to you, but I have got to be in court in 10 minutes.
I mean, it's like he's a different person. I mean, this is not the man I married 28 years ago. 28 years of ups and downs, and I mean some way, way downs. But we always stuck it out. We always got through it.
People change, Emmy.
Maybe he needs Prozac.
I don't think that's the problem. I am so sorry, but I really, really have to go.
And this is what really scares me. I mean, what if we don't make it through? Really? What if we don't make it?
Dr. Wallen, in your 5 years as a clinical researcher and as a psychiatrist at the Center for Sexual Deviance, your study found that rapists are generally broken down into 4 categories, correct?
Yes.
After interviewing the defendant, your report stated, states evidence 7, that he fit the profile of the anger retaliatory rapist. Can you explain that profile?
They tend to have conflict with the women in their own lives that they transfer onto their victims. They often use degrading language in order to humiliate them.
So you're saying every man who has a fight with his mother or wife is a rapist?
Of course not. I'm simply...
And according to your research, any man who talks dirty to his partner is capable of rape.
I said degrading language, and it's a prevalent tendency we've found.
How do the extreme injuries suffered by Miss Thornton fit this profile?
The anger retaliatory rapist uses excessive violence during his attacks due to his total disregard for the victim.
Because he hates women.
Objection.
Overruled.
Yes, he sees them as bad, in need of punishment.
At this Center for Sexual Deviance, did you ever study women's deviant sexual habits?
Yes.
And in your studies, did you find women who found pleasure in violent, even dangerous sexual escapades?
Yes, we did.
What are you doing?
What does it look like?
You don't honestly think that you're going to be sleeping in our bed tonight?
There was a problem, and I fixed it.
You haven't fixed anything. This is not about where they live. The problem is what's in your heart.
No. The real problem is that I found a solution, and you don't like it. Welcome to my world.
And what is that supposed to mean?
You told me to find a solution. I did, and now everybody's freaking out. Kelly's calling me a racist.
She's right. She's married a black man. She's about to have his black baby. You seem to have a problem with that.
I have a problem with him sleeping with my daughter underneath my own roof.
Your roof, your house, which you decided to refinance so you could throw your own daughter out so you could be a little more comfortable. Well, let me tell you something. This is our house, and I want you out. I don't know who you are anymore.
I am the same person I've always been. Same person you married. The only difference is, now I'm sticking up for what I believe in. You've been calling shots for years, and I'm sick of it. I'm back, Mary Elizabeth, so get used to it.
If you're not leaving, I am.
Leave, then. Then you'll be the one walking out on this family.
I'm walking out on you. I can't live the rest of my life with a racist.
Can you give us an example of the problems you had with the defendant in the workplace?
While I was out of work on maternity leave, he convinced some of my clients to move their accounts over to him.
Did you ask your clients why?
He told them that because I'm a woman, I wasn't reliable.
Did you confront the defendant?
I did.
What was his response?
That I shouldn't be working anyway. That my husband is a weak man for not being able to control me. He told me I was just like his mom.
Like his mom?
She was a working mother, I guess.
Objection, Your Honor. Presumption.
Sustained. Miss Jackson, get to the point.
Why did you file a complaint against the defendant with your employer?
He was sending everyone emails. I found them inappropriate and offensive.
Mr. Parker, as my client's employer, what did you do about the emails Allison Jordan alluded to?
We spoke to Matthew. He apologized and stopped sending them.
So he admitted he made a mistake.
It's a valuable employee who can recognize his own mistake and take steps to rectify it. He's really a great guy.
Thank you. Your witness.
And you didn't see anything wrong with the emails that your employee was circulating around your company?
They were just harmless jokes.
I'd like to show you what has been marked for identification as State's Exhibit 11. Would you read it?
Oh, what do 10,000 battered women have in common? They don't understand the meaning of the phrase, shut the hell up.
Well, I can certainly see why your employees might find that offensive. Can you?
Like I said, he stopped sending them.
Mr. Parker, what is Top Dog 33?
That's my email address.
State's Exhibit number 12. Would you please describe what is depicted in this email?
Objection. Your Honor, these documents were not produced in response to pretrial discovery.
Your Honor, the defense, as evidenced by their own written discovery request, did not ask for any other written statements other than those made to law enforcement personnel.
But, Your Honor...
Overruled. You introduced the email into evidence. Now, if you had conducted a thorough investigation of said files, you wouldn't have called this witness. Now, Miss Jackson's done her homework. I'm afraid you won't have to let this play out. Mr. Parker, you may continue.
It's a picture of a woman. She's tied up in bondage. There's two men, dominatrix. They're whipping her.
And the caption underneath?
It says, "This would shut that Allison bitch up along with all the other whores."
And is the date on that email after the defendant received his reprimand?
Yes.
And on the list of email addresses, does Top Dog 33 appear?
Yes, it does.
Who sent that email?
Matthew Allen.
Well, I guess offensive and degrading material really doesn't bother you.
What's bothering you?
Nothing.
You're still mad about that stupid contest, aren't you?
Well, so what if I am?
What's the big deal? I beat you at stuff all the time.
The big deal is it's different, Mary Elizabeth. It's not just a contest. Never mind. It's a guy thing you can't understand.
I don't understand why you can't just get over it already. Why can't we just go to Renee's and have fun?
If I go, will you promise to stop bugging me about this?
Cross my heart.
Fine.
Fine.
4 in a row, man. One more game?
I'm going home.
Why?
Because I'm sick and tired of playing these stupid games I didn't want to play anyway.
Collier, why don't you stay? I just made chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, no, thank you.
Why don't we play something else?
I got homework to do.
What's with him?
Henry, why don't you go into the kitchen and get some milk?
Thank you, Henry.
Boys can be funny sometimes.
Sometimes?
Well, Collier may be acting this way because he feels like his manhood's being challenged.
But he's only 13.
Whether he is 13, 30, or 130. For men, it's always about competition.
But it's just a game.
It's not easy for boys to lose, especially in front of their girlfriends. And I am sorry to say, it doesn't get any better with age.
You think Kari will be okay? He'll get over it. He's just being a sore loser.
I've read both your briefs, and I understand that there's not been one appellate decision relating to the hate crime statute since its enactment in 1994. And I'm sure you will agree behind closed doors, you are stretching the traditional definition of physical disability.
The doors are closed, Your Honor, and I don't believe that I am.
Now, the law is the law.
Written by men, about men, for men, to protect men. Look who I'm arguing with about this. Men! Maybe the cloud would lift if you all had to bend over and be torn to shreds.
Miss Jackson!
The police rape a man with a broomstick in New York, and the whole country hears about it.
I appreciate your sensationalism, but that was just one isolated case.
But that's my point. Thousands of women are raped all the time, and society never even blinks an eye. Do you know that 1 out of every 4 women have experienced some form of rape? 1 out of every 4. And we're just talking about the women who have been brave enough to step forward. If 1 out of every 4 men were raped, you can bet your life that gender would be included in the hate crime statute, and rape would not carry the same sentence as armed robbery. Matthew Allen weighs 210 pounds, twice that of Kimberly Thornton's 105. And it is because of this factor that Kimberly had a physical disability when he raped her.
The prosecution would have you believe, based upon a physical disability, that this is a hate crime? please. What kind of message does that send to people who are stricken with an actual disability? It's insulting.
The Alabama hate crime statute protects people with physical disabilities against such crimes. You will be justified in your decision.
This is nothing more than a woman who felt guilty after a wild one-night stand. A woman who woke up the next morning ashamed of what she had consented to.
For the safety of yourselves, your wives, your daughters, you must find Matthew Allen not only guilty of rape, but of raping someone with a physical disability, thus convicting him to an additional 5 years.
In the case of the state of Alabama versus Matthew Allen on count number 1, rape in the first degree, we find the defendant guilty. Count number 2, that Matthew Allen acted in violation of the Alabama hate crime statute, we find the defendant not guilty.
Bailiff, please take Mr. Allen into custody. Court adjourned.
Thank you.
Well done, counselor.
Oh, you were right. I'm definitely going to put this one on my resume. I hope your boss doesn't hold it against you.
You did your job. Off the record, I'm glad it played out the way it did.